hello, this is an intro, and I'm trying to fix my phone shortcut thing because it keeps breaking, so I can't automatically mute and unmute. I have to do it manually. But I have good news, which is we're getting Captain Christopher Pike of the Federation Starship Enterprise, who is the best character on Discovery.
Agreed.
Well, for this season, sure. I thought Raynor.
I know
was
you
pretty
love your boy Raynor, but I mean, Chris is pretty good. Chris is pretty good. So good he got his own show because everybody was demanding it.
Yep.
Oh boy. So I now can get 40 chicken nuggets for $10. Should I do that?
No, what you should do is talk about Star Trek. So,
What do you think, chat?
Hello there.
40 chicken nuggets? Hello there.
No, we're doing Brother, and then New Eden, and then Point of Light. I don't remember what Point of Light is. Brother, I think that's the one where we kill that misogynistic guy with it like a rock. And of course, Captain Pike shows up, and we're supposed to be disappointed that Spock didn't show up, but he got replaced with Pike, so who cares? Screw him. Okay, good. My shortcut buttons are working again. I use Touch Portal for my like Stream Deck thing. They keep releasing updates, and each update is incompatible with the previous, and they don't notify you when it's updated.
Yep.
So my phone automatically updates, but for my desktop app, I have to just try to use it and see if it works or not. Why are they incompatible? It's dumb.
No, I don't remember episode 3 much at all. Might remember it when we get there.
What? What?
I don't remember Point of Light much at all.
Oh, Point of Light. Yeah.
I'm going to run to McDonald's to get my 40 nuggets. Be right back.
That's too many nuggets.
Well,
I don't think I could eat 40 nuggets.
I'm a growing boy.
No, you're not. I hope not. But New Eden, I remember, is excellent. 10 out of 10 episode. Brother, I think it's good. I don't really remember too clearly.
I don't see anything in the stream. It's just black.
What stream? What are you talking about? It's you mean the countdown
one.
Timer?
No, I'm talking here in Discord.
So yeah, the Discord where I'm streaming the countdown so that you can be properly synced up. That one. Of course. Anyway, how about that weather? Did you catch the weather last night?
No.
It was there.
All right.
Discovery Season 2. Another thing I like about Discovery Season 2 is that the episode titles are a lot less pretentious. At Season 1, it felt like they were trying too hard.
Yes, 100%.
Season 2, they chilled out a bit.
Season 2, they got their stride in, but that's because of the pacing with the new lead. It was good.
When does Strange New World Season 2 come out?
Season 2 is a lot more
Season 3
the story because they didn't make many changes to it.
They're doing it next year.
Season 3, yes, 2025.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
What's the next thing coming out for Star Trek? Lower Decks in October. Okay, I have a spreadsheet of all the media I'm anticipating. Rings of Power comes out August 29th. Star Wars Outlaws August 30th. Lower Decks.
Yeah, Rings of
There's
Power.
also
Oh boy.
some other Star Wars stuff coming out as well soonish.
Yeah, there's just Star Wars Skeleton Crew 2024 at some points. Allegedly. Also, press play on Brother in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Blair. CBS All Access Originals.
Wow.
War of the Rohirrim comes out December 13th. So we get a Lord of the Rings anime movie.
Hashtag
Andor's
Burnham
next
was right.
year. Anything else coming out? I still have Dune Part 2 on my media list because I never watched it. I hear it's good, though. Well, I hear Dune Part 1 is good, and I assume that means Part 2 is good.
Hey guys. Hey Mike. Nice to see you.
Hi. This is something I do prefer of old Star Trek. They don't have a lot of recaps. We just go.
Right.
I know,
they
I
didn't.
understand that they kind of have to here because it's one long storyline, but it makes it harder to binge.
True. Though if you're on, well, we're now Paramount Plus only, unfortunately. Actually, Paramount Plus doesn't tend to have the skip intro bits as well, which is annoying. Netflix did let you skip this.
I need to just edit my copies of these files and just cut it out. I mean, that would totally screw up stream timing, but I can just do it as we go through. Ooh, Neptune. Now, Neptune, I might have an unpopular opinion now. I think that Neptune is kind of lame as a planet. Is that just me?
That's
I mean, it's
no.
okay. It's better than Uranus.
No, it's a gas giant, so it's very useful.
What do you mean useful?
Meaning it's pretty to look at.
Hi, Enterprise.
It's a nice redesign.
There's the beauty. It is the beauty of a redesign.
It's a good model.
It's the best one.
Though
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a single Star Trek series that doesn't feature the Enterprise. Does Voyager have the Enterprise?
No.
That's my thought.
Like in episode
No,
1,
just-
maybe?
They had Riker, but that doesn't count.
Janeway.
Riker.
Janeway appears as an admiral in First Contact, so she talks to the Enterprise E.
Okay, so we have one series without the Enterprise. Also, what is this footage from? I mean, it's NASA. Wait, that's not NASA. What is this? Oh, that's CGI. Okay, they transitioned. It's a good transition.
Isn't this part of their Photoshop stolen archives or lazy stuff?
Well, the footage.
They had a
that
bunch
just-
of fiasco with their oh, wait, was that Picard? No, I'm sorry. I'm
Does that
thinking
just
the wrong
look like
series.
NASA footage? And NASA footage is free for anyone to use however they want.
Oh, thinking wrong series. We're good. It was
Okay.
Picard that was doing
you
it
mean
wrong.
the sequence where
Yeah,
it's like showing
yeah.
the decay of everything?
Yep.
That was really creepy. Actually, I didn't like that.
Yup.
I mean, it was well done. It was good, other than being stolen.
It's just
but
and just weird.
But it made me uncomfortable. I didn't like it. It's like how the clown episode of Voyager is really good, and I never want to watch it again.
Amen. Ugh.
So much more Burnham backstory here, and Spock backstory.
Baby Burnham. Sarah looks older here, though. Sarah, you were so young last season. What happened?
Yeah.
I have to say, I love how young Spock, he's an artist. Like, he kind of uses that through his anxiety, and he makes that giant snake thing to scare Burnham when she first comes. Dragon.
Don't be so presumptuous, Amanda. She doesn't even know you.
Also, the actress for Teenager Burnham is really well. She's pretty great because it's a difficult role. Like you're like a trauma shocked child, orphan.
Yep.
Traumatized orphan.
The girl who made the stars. Okay, everyone remember that line for about 3 months. It's going to come up in Short Treks. Short Trek Season 2. Are those tiny warp cores? What am I looking at? That's totally a warp core. Spock, that's so dangerous.
It could be a model.
It's only a model.
No, it looks like it's a
Yes.
functioning fusion reactor in his bedroom. But remember, like, Spock will do all the time travel calculations that no one else can. He's a very gifted child.
Spock doesn't like having a sister.
I think I saw there was a 12-year-old kid who built a nuclear reactor. Of course, his parents bought the parts, but he knew what he was doing.
It's a very fancy tablet.
No, this is great because there's no better way to say, I don't want a little sister.
Does Spock have his Salat at this point? He should, right?
Yeah.
Because his Salat, by the time we see him in the animated
Yeah,
series,
he's
was
like
super
12.
old.
Yeah, his
In cat
thing was
years.
12. Right.
Yep.
We don't see us a lot here. They're like wild animals.
Boy,
For
don't tell
Discovery.
me you talked about his Salat.
You know, the favorite part of this season is the whole language bit when they have to have the universal translator fail.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
I know Burnham speaking Chinese.
Actually, no, the universal translator is screwing up and people are saying languages they didn't even know.
Yeah. They're in an anomaly. Like that's how they discovered the sphere, because that's how it interpreted the sphere data. By confounding everybody's language. So Saru and Burnham speak in Chinese to each other, Mandarin.
Science officer, so you say, who could it be? The science officer of the Enterprise. Wow.
Yeah.
They do the same thing in Strange New Worlds with Captain Kirk, and it turns out it's his brother with a mustache.
Yeah. But it's nice to actually see Sam.
It is, but I was disappointed it wasn't the same actor. If it was just Paul Wesley playing both guys, but one had a fake mustache, that would have been perfect.
It would have been funny, but yeah. But yeah, they talked about how the Enterprise has been taken a bit out of action as well. So it's a detail which is there sort of to explain why the Enterprise is still on the old systems.
It's very convenient to the plot.
Yeah. They played haywire with her systems, just 10 years old.
Wait, is
I'm just in time
newer
for the
Enterprise?
extra long. No, it's older.
No.
It's older.
Enterprise-
It has a lower
Enterprise-
registry number.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't
Thank
mean
you, Rob.
much.
Enterprise
That
does.
implies that
10,
Star Trek
12
is
years older
consistent
than
about
something
registry
like that.
numbers.
What's that?
Sure.
That implies that Star Trek has consistency in that.
Oh, I stepped on a hot sauce packet and exploded it onto the floor. It's lovely.
What is your life, man?
Nice bit of camera
I don't know.
footage.
Wait, why are you getting 40 McNuggets? You went to Taco Bell 3 hours ago.
Very true.
I did not go to Taco Bell 3 hours ago.
Sorry, was it
We
4
were
hours
playing
ago?
D&D for 5 hours, sir.
Ridiculous. What, did you get like 2 tacos?
Yeah, I did actually,
Why would you...
and nacho fries.
Here's the teasing of it.
I still also really love the
'Cause
way
that was-
Saru walks.
Yeah, it's really nice.
He's constantly wafting the air behind him.
Yeah, a friend of mine really doesn't like what the way Saru looks, but it is. I do like the character a lot.
Who doesn't like the way he looks?
A friend of mine.
Yeah, it's Serana. You remember her? She was in the short track.
Mm.
Oh, that was his sister.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Who he abandoned to the slaughter.
So why does he say friend, not sister? But anyway.
His
Wait,
his
it's sister
personal
here.
life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you prying? Why do you gotta be such a prior? You prying so
Well,
much.
Yeah.
To be
Who's
honest,
this
you know,
loser?
Ryan, I'd love to hear about you growing up in that denomination that you talked about.
What?
Who?
Your brothers and sisters, right? Because you had like 12, right?
Sure,
Who?
why not?
Never
I
mind.
had like 20 brothers and sisters for sure. That sounds legit.
You have 8, right?
No.
Okay.
And they also take
Oh.
the Enterprise out of action for another reason here, which is that it means that Pike has to get on board the Discovery to use the Discovery for the
That's very
mission.
convenient.
It is very convenient for the plot.
Worth it.
Yep.
Oh, but this
Yeah,
is
his
great.
Pike
We're
isn't nearly as luxurious in this. It gets so much bigger in Strange New Worlds.
his hair or his pike? What do you mean?
His hair, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You didn't
I
say
mean, it's
hair.
still big, but it's not like mountainous.
Yeah.
Anson's mount of hair.
Yes.
I love, and we see Robert April too later, so we get to see Admiral April and Captain Pike in Discovery.
He's not
You
in
gotta say,
Discovery, is he?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry.
He's in
That's
Strange New Worlds, for
Strange
sure.
New Worlds. Sorry. I'm like crossing the universes because they are crossing.
He's in TOS, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the. I
He's
mean,
in the
remember he was
animated series.
Yeah, it's animated series.
Did they? Never mind.
Yeah, we mentioned Robert April though in TOS.
Oh, hey, there's a wheelchair in the corner. Nice.
Yeah, you remember the episode where Harry Mudd is and Ash does a salute to everyone who was injured in combat? That's when we have a disabled member of the crew.
Burnham, Michael Burnham.
Yes, spot.
Bond,
This is cute.
James Bond.
Burnham wants to meet Spock and he's not available.
He's currently in a mental asylum, I believe. Oh, hey, Linus.
Yes, he is. I love
The
Linus as well.
I love the way his eyelids blink sideways.
Oh, there's some outtake here, because this is
N-
obviously it's not
Nictitating, they're
CGI, that's just
nictitating
dude.
membranes.
I think he sneezes in the core or in the elevator. And he
Oh,
like
these terrible
spits out his
things.
teeth or something.
Yeah, that isn't one of the big issues. That is a big issue which I do agree with Discovery. Is the turbulent shells are way too spacious.
Yeah.
I mean,
most of the shots of the turbolift shaft from the exterior, I can sort of excuse as like poetic license. They're just trying to show that it's moving. I'm like imagining it as a cutaway. We're just ignoring the bits of the ship around it so we can see it. But then they have a big
It's a
fight
tart.
in it.
Yeah, season 3 kind of throws that out the window a bit, unfortunately.
It's a TARDIS corridor.
It doesn't make sense. It looks great for getting cameras and footage, but it doesn't make sense.
okay, right. And also, you know,
I love this scene. It is one of the best scenes in Star Trek.
He has a
It's-
very important finger.
it fit the aspect ratio
Hi,
really great
everyone.
because this is not just 16:9. This is more like 21:9. So we fit as many people. Whereas when you have a TV show with 3:4 aspect ratio,
Hey,
it's going to
Andy.
be a narrow corridor turbolift.
Truly the anti-Lorca. Complete opposite personality.
Yeah, he's doing it deliberately as well, because he knows their previous captain.
F in astrometrics. I saw that, Pike.
Hi
Hey,
at
Phil.
Elizabeth 184.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Yep.
Um,
The word
astrometrics.
commendations and the way he says it there is burned into my brain because I kept having to play that clip over and over again for the 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh,
How
wow.
can you feel astrophysics, Pike? That's my subject.
How
We didn't have
dare you.
astrometrics till Star Trek Generations.
Legion of Honor, Carrington Award, Okita Award? I thought it said Okuda
Nice.
for a second.
Okuda?
Different guy. Not Okuda.
It probably does.
I don't think it said Okuda. I mean, we could scroll back.
Okuda is TNG. As it, the character Okuda is on TNG.
No, Michael and Denise
No, Okuda was a.
were the production
Yes,
designers
yes.
of the Lucaris interface.
Yes, of course. What's that TNG guy who's in Prodigy as well? O'Connor.
Oh, and the next bit
Okana. Yeah,
of this episode is directly countering criticisms people had about season 1. People in season 1 were like, oh, I don't even know any of these characters' names. I don't know who these people are. It's all about Michael. So Captain Pike here, they're going to bring it in as like, all right, who are you people? Tell me about yourselves. What's up?
Yep.
That's also still not how light works.
Yeah.
Sci-fi in general doesn't really get light, but whatever.
Yeah, you can see exactly where light comes. Well, actually, yes, there is an argument to be made that they don't know what the light source is. So they can't actually directly gather information about it.
But I was thinking
It's
travel
hiding what it
time.
is. True, they wouldn't go out at the same time. Is true. But you could assume that they're using subspace, which is again a sci-fi thing of just get over it, basically.
Enterprise
More
just gonna
shipboard
hang
of
out,
the
or-
Enterprise. Yeah, Enterprise just sat in there.
Yeah, so I don't know if I saw or heard somewhere. They got the model for the Enterprise from the motion picture, and they used that to make the 3D model that we're using here.
It's only a model.
I would be surprised because it's wildly different.
This is that meme. Like, excuse me, what did you say? When you blink those blonde eyelashes.
The Enterprise in Strange New Worlds and Discovery doesn't look anything like the previous Enterprises.
We get more of him. It's great.
All right,
It doesn't look anything like the original Enterprise. The Enterprise was clearly made of like plastic and styrofoam, and they took a torch to it when it was damaged.
Yeah.
The original Enterprise.
That's the
model
whole
when
reason
it
they
was
invented
damaged.
shields, was so they didn't have to damage the model.
But when we
They
got
just
like
say,
the
"Oh, the
Doomsday
shields are down
machine
to-"
and we got the other Constitution model that was heavily damaged, that like a burn to cell, it was
Yeah.
hilarious. It was so obvious it was just a toy.
a scorch mark. So they mentioned something here that's supposed to be romantic about Rigelian opera between Dr. Stamets and his
Partner?
boyfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rigelian opera is later they tell you the soprano hits a high note and then puts a dagger to her chest and she dies. She spends her whole life trying to hit that one note and then she dies. So
There's no
this is
way
what they
that's
went
true.
to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is somehow an art form that like these two are like into. I do like putting Wagner on at home, but I don't think I could actually
Wagner?
go to...
You like Wagner, huh?
Tristan is sold.
You know who else like Wagner?
Okay, so
Lots of people. He's a really famous guy.
Wagner and Nietzsche also
There's
had a
one
really...
guy that really, really liked him.
Wagner and Nietzsche had a really hot fling for like 2 summers. Then they broke up. But
Oh my God, Stamets is
What?
gonna leave the show.
Yep.
It's episode 1, and he's the show. We know he has a contract. We know he's not leaving. This is episode 1.
I don't think I could actually go to an opera.
Oh yeah, we're talking about it here.
Oh my God, Stamets, you're clearly lying to us.
No, this is romantic.
Absolutely no chance.
You don't understand art, Ryan. I'm sorry to say.
Look, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say anyone who drives a dagger into their chest because they sang really good one time, they're dumb.
Yeah.
Or they've got something seriously wrong with them. That ain't right.
And by the way, it's called Rigelian Opera. So like Rigel, that whole planet from TOS Menagerie. Like before we go to Talos 4, we have a stressful mission on Rigel 4.
Everything's from Rigel. There's like 12 planets in the Rigel system. They all have different species on them.
Yeah.
It's the writer's favorite system.
Yeah. But the opera is to die for. Has anyone here
False.
sat through an opera?
She's
Like,
not
at
going to
a
be a
opera
magnificent captain. She's going to be a magnificent teacher.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, they really dropped that whole captain thing really hard. They were
Well, when your
building it up
entire
for so many
civilization
seasons.
dissolves around you, I mean, it sort of changes your priorities. I can definitely see her more as a teacher, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't really have the leadership qualities needed.
What do you mean she's leading right now?
She
She
doesn't
said
have-
she's drunk on power, reassigning people.
Amanda's reading the book.
She doesn't have the killer instinct.
Hey, so fun fact, I think in the animated series, Spock says his mother read to him Alice in Wonderland, which I thought was made up by Discovery. So this is a bond that they have.
Yep.
Also, I think Killy... Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I think Tilly does have the
Tilly.
killer instinct.
Why?
As evidenced by the fact that when she met the Emperor back in the Prime Universe, she saluted her, proving that it is, in fact, Captain Killy.
I gotta say, I love the kid who plays.
Do you think that they switched places?
7-year-old Spock?
Yes, clearly they did. Why would Sylvia Tilly salute the Emperor?
I love how they approach Alice in Wonderland here because there's a cliche way to do it, and then there's like an actually good way to do it.
Yep.
I think like when Michael Burnham's crawling through the Jeffries tube at one point, she's like reciting the lines of the beginning, the intro. Like her cat Diane, she's chasing the cat.
Is this the red angel signals?
Yes.
Yep.
I almost totally forgot about these.
Really? Are you even asking the Klingons?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
so-
even
Is this
war
where they
aside, the
dramatically-
Klingons? Does he know something
I
about
don't
the...
recall. Yeah,
Oh, this is
I don't
Spock.
recall whether he knows that Spock is gone or not.
I doubt it. Spock and him were never close.
Yeah,
Yeah, but someone might have informed him.
Yeah.
which is it's a real shame in TNG that they both come end up at the same place, but they never meet each other again.
Yeah, that's why Jean-Luc Picard is kind of like the connection because
Yeah.
it's like that tragic. He has both of
There's
their
an
memories.
almost
Yeah,
Vulcan quality to the man.
In reunification,
Yeah.
we see Picard giving the message to Spock that he came to understand you, sort of thing, and he came to like you.
I love
like
what
how-
Discovery does.
Picard is like, "Oh, your father loved you, Spock," and Spock goes, "Yes, emotional turmoil was a symptom of his illness."
Yeah,
Oh no,
What
Spock.
illness?
Poor guy.
I
Your
love
father
what
loved
Discovery.
you, Spock. He will remember it before the end.
He was dying and confused, John. But I love what Discovery does with Sarek because he's a really important person to forge the Federation. He trusts humans, then he has to forge, basically clean up their mess and do a lot of
Sarek
stuff.
was
Like
important for that.
he
Does Sarek
forges.
actually do anything? What is Sarek's career history? I don't know anything about him, other than after
Do you
he
remember-
retired.
when Admiral Cornwell was kidnapped. That was supposed to be Sarek, who was on his way to meet the Klingons.
Oh yeah.
So he was a
And he
Federation
got blown up.
diplomat. Yeah, and then do you remember? Do you remember when they came back from the alternate universe, from the future? Yeah, they
That's
were
an
6
interesting
months.
metaphor. I can hear the missing notes, i.e., I can read between the lines.
Fascinating.
Good writing.
It's all coming full circle with Stamets.
Stamets should just break out into reciting something from Rent.
I would have loved if they were going to have opera
Here we are, the
as
rifle.
a theme in this episode, if they had Robert Picardo doing it. We know he can. He's an opera singer. He literally is.
He's a.
They could have
he's
him.
a-
They could have him play
I love Ree.
George Zimmerman's ancestor. Just happens to look like him.
He's a world-class opera singer. Okay.
All right, now we know everybody's names, right? Everybody remember.
I love Reese. He's a great guy. Oh, I love all the Bridge crew, actually. They're all great.
They do become
Fly good.
a very nice team. Oh wow.
So I didn't discuss it earlier, but yes,
I'm-
we are meeting another really good character this episode. About 10 minutes.
Giorgio.
Nope.
So this is going to be a hot take. I don't like the way that they portray Pike on Discovery.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Hold on.
All right, explain.
I feel like they make him seem a little incompetent and lean on his first officer. Like his
No
first
kidding.
officer has to go around behind him and like fix everything.
No, I love how he deals with the Baul. I love how he deals
Yeah.
with Section 31.
I don't remember
He's-
Michael
well-
needing to fix everything for him. I know he gets advice from his crew.
I remember when
Number one.
That's the great thing we
is-
see about Pike is that he's asking for suggestions from everyone whilst being definitive with the final answer.
yes, he's very good at consensus. Or like
We've
taking
got a
everyone
rapid
to-
fire sensor boy.
Why is it a camera?
Why would it not be a camera? That's all cameras are sensors.
Basically.
You could be really dramatic and say that your phone has 2 built-in sensors.
Just two?
Well, mine has 2. I guess if you have more than 2, you could refer to it as a sensor
Right.
array.
Oh, one of
It
the
is
best
a sensor
characters.
array.
One of the best new characters of season 2.
Yep, here she comes.
Yeah, especially an iPhone with
We,
all
we
that.
should have seen so much more of this character, but alas,
That's her mom.
no,
Nope. That's Jet.
Reno.
Oh, okay, yeah, amazing. She has a great background too.
Yep, she's got all the backgrounds.
Yeah, true.
It's a really low number.
You see, I'm telling you, the registry numbers aren't consistent. You can't base anything on them.
It just means it's an old ship, man.
No, it's a construction ship or something. It's not really a starship.
It just has a medical frigate.
Yeah, that's what it is. But
It's also interesting when they use NCT or USS.
Well, USS is in the name, and CC is in the registry number.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Ryan.
The USS 1701D.
No, Jet does a lot of good pep talk. Like she's always good at like waking everybody up with like no diplomacy. And like Star Trek.
How did
really
she get a
gave-
commander commission?
She was already commander, and they just reinstated her after the war.
Also, she
Hmm.
sat out the entire war, so she's kind of a veteran. Like on that surface. So, fun fact: Michael Burnham is the one that sent the signal that brought them
Yes.
to Jet Reno. We don't know this until like the last episode of the season.
It feels like you're hitting me with, fun fact, Darth Vader is Luke's father. Like that's like there's
But
no
I'm just saying-
spoiler prohibition here, but
You lose no, the things that you lose sight of like what they're chasing after, because we kind of run into the sphere and then we get lost between Spock's mental asylum issues and his parent issues. So it's hard to like
oh wow, they're really foreshadowing here. He specifically said to her, "Get your red shirt into an EV suit," and it's but
Well,
she's not the one who dies.
Yep.
Expectation subversion. They did it.
Yep. And this is also why Spock's not here, because we needed someone to die, and it's got to be the random science officer we bring with us.
foreshadowing. She has to
Is
come
it?
back.
She does come
because-
back. She
No, well, yeah, she comes back as the Red
Ooh.
Angel to give the signal.
The new suits.
Nice.
they
Money.
look sort of
Good.
Voyager-esque.
Yeah, they are.
Are they about to do like a
Especially-
space jump by venting or no? Okay. Wait, are they? What's happening here? This seems so dangerous.
They're going into pods.
They're getting in their pods.
They're they're in man drones basically.
I'm pretty sure those are
helicopters.
actually iBots from Fallout.
This is really amazing. I think the first movie I saw that had this kind of display was Minority Report with Tom Cruise around the year 2000, directed by Steven Spielberg.
I don't understand though why they're wearing those suits. Because they're
Oh,
not really EV suits because they don't have helmets.
Yeah, but if they crack, if the shield cracks, they become EV suits.
Yeah.
But if the shield cracks and they're exposed to the vacuum, they're just dead anyway without the helmets. What does the suit do?
I think it like pops out and becomes an EV suit. Because Michael Burnham does wear windshield
I mean,
cracks here.
I guess we're about to find out for certain because I
Yeah.
think someone's pod might get cracked.
It kind of reminds me of in Motion Picture when Spock has to get an EV suit and like be a probe, and then Shatner has to come in after him, Kirk.
Yep.
But they didn't have the special effects like this back then.
Oh, these are a little bit like the jellyfish from 2009, Spock's ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
spinny.
yeah. Also, asteroid fields are not that dense, contrary to every asteroid.
I love that. Are you surprised that I'm a bit on edge?
Oh, the red shirt's losing control. Oh no.
These pods are built for this. Just take it over manually.
Yeah.
It's like,
Maybe don't.
that's an oxymoron.
Yes, kill him.
If a Vulcan tells you to double check your calculations, double check your calculations.
Can't you? Wait, what? Why not? Bye. So, did his helmet deploy or no?
No, his
Didn't
ship
say.
was totally pulverized though.
Doesn't Conley show up
Ripperoni.
again later? Like an alt universe?
Yeah.
So what?
There it is.
I feel like if they're in this pod, this EV suit should just always be on.
Right.
Yeah. Why does it have to deploy?
EV suit Hanachi always.
I guess the budget for this first episode was a little too high.
Yeah. I mean, this is
Two
an amazing
Heisen, they
scene
had
to
money
watch.
to burn, so they wasted it on expensive CGI effects of
Two
deploying.
suits, two EV suits. One is a shiny, scaly one, and the other's the regular EV suit. But what I was saying was, when you watch this scene, nice sound system, big TV, it's very riveting. Very few Star Trek episodes get to this level of it. We're hurtling through an asteroid, feel excitement.
Was he considering himself already lost?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, if
Big
you want
vibes
to make a
of
Mary,
Lucas's
From right
command chip is
lineage.
dead ahead.
if you want to make a Mary Sue criticism, now would be a good time because she was right about the calculation, and now she's saving the captain. But anyway, this is a great scene because I remember Enterprise's episodes about asteroids. They were like you fall asleep because someone's foot is like impaled on an asteroid.
The episode, I'll have you know, the episode where his leg was impaled in a field was awesome.
Sorry. That was a good episode.
Lieutenant Reed in Minefield.
Oh yeah,
That was a
It
good
was just
one.
a long.
he was on the
drawn-out
ship. He was stuck to
episode.
the. That was
missile-
a good bottle episode for you.
The
Yes.
missile impaled his foot.
It was a mine. It was a mine.
Okay.
Space mine.
They call
Anyway,
it a
Romulan
mine.
mine. A Romulan mine.
Yeah, specifically, it was called a mine. It was a mine, and they called it a
then
mine.
they
They
It's
call
a
it
mine.
a mine.
mine.
I'm just saying, usually asteroid episodes are boring episodes for Star Trek.
What do you mean? Not in Star Trek, man. That's crazy.
No.
The last one of our first asteroid episodes was Geordi being super creepy with the woman on the holodeck, and then getting a hologram girlfriend. Of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also the Romulans were looking for Enterprise D in the crevice of a giant.
That's something else. They were looking for the Pegasus.
Yeah.
In an asteroid.
That's a totally different episode.
That wasn't the Leah Brum's holodeck episode.
No,
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
Admiral Pressman.
That was Pegasus.
That was from the finale
was the episode
of Star
that they-
Trek Enterprise.
Yeah, they ripped off. Yeah, when they did that.
They
That's
didn't
what
rip
was
it off.
happening.
It was canonically
same
set
time.
within that episode. It takes place in between the scenes, and Riker is like, "Oh, I need to figure out how to deal with the situation with Pressman. I'm so conflicted.
Yeah. True.
Let me go watch TV
Let me go.
to figure it out."
God, those old guys.
Ryan,
Oh,
we should edit
okay.
it together.
Best. This is my favorite starship name.
Booby
Hiawatha.
Trap was Hollow Leah Brahms EP.
Okay, thank you. Right. That was another booby trap.
I like
Booby
the
trap.
scale. That's some good
Yeah.
scale.
There was
on
a
the
Bugs
exterior.
Bunny cartoon where he played Hiawatha, and like Elmer Fudd was trying to cook him in the soup. So I
You played the whole
love.
starship.
No, it was a Native American princess named
He
Hiawatha.
booby.
No.
Yep.
Oh, come on. Don't be so mean. You're so aggressive.
Is it just me, or do we find Simon Pegg the same way in like Star Trek 2000 Into Darkness or something? Just like on a
We
random
find
outpost.
Simon Pegg 2 in a similar way in Strange New World Season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking away to Scotland.
You don't just find your chief engineer.
Well, it turns out you do, though. That happened twice.
Yeah.
Also in TNG, they find a chief engineer.
Is this why this character's introduced? Is because they need a chief engineer? Do they need
Yeah.
someone that's extremely sarcastic?
I think they just wanted her on the show.
They wanted a gritty.
It's a good character, mind you, but I don't know. It
Plus-
just seems forced for introduction.
in season 1, we never met the chief engineer. We knew there was one, and
Yeah.
it's not Stamets, but we don't know who.
That's very much like TNG's
Kind of
first
like
3
season one
episodes.
TNG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 1 TNG, we met the
Different-
chief engineer.
We
like
met
7
multiple
times.
engineers. There was like at least
There
3.
was different chief engineers. There was that woman. There was the Indian
Lieutenant
chap,
Commander
and then there was the
Argyle, our favorite.
There was a
character.
guy with the
pushy-
beard that was an engineer.
Argyle.
Yeah, that was Argyle with the beard.
Argyle.
No, there was a pushy guy that was trying to take command from Geordi.
And then
Oh,
engineer
oh God, I know his name.
and
It was in the Arsenal of Freedom episode.
and then
Yeah, credits to
engineering
Navy
even had
Beans guy.
civilian uniforms, like from TOS movies. Like the all
So
white
you know why
panels.
the actor who played Argyle got fired? You know why?
Yes, I do actually.
Because he started a write-in campaign to get him like made a regular on the show.
He posed as fans and wrote himself letters of praise to try to get
Oh.
an actual recurring role.
I thought he just
No, he
tried to
faked
start
it.
a
He
write-in
faked it.
campaign.
That was the no.
Yeah, I mean posing means faking. So
He was a poser. Hi, Jet. What's the actor's name?
I
Tig.
don't know.
Anson Mount.
Tig Notaro.
Tig Notaro, yes, of course.
so
He's
something
excellent.
Where's the Teague?
we in the 90s we had a attorney general. The first woman attorney general was Janet Reno, and people were kind of uncomfortable with the tough woman in that job. But I like that name, even if you don't like the person.
Hemarithman. Did she just swear on my Star Trek? She can't do
I
that.
think there's been a lot of swearing.
That's
way,
illegal.
Hold on, that's also a great line. Evolution is a fickle pitch.
Yeah.
Which is not wrong.
Oh yeah, she did the film Am I Okay? She was in the film Am I Okay?
Yes.
And stuff. She's in a lot. She's great.
You know, there was the trope of finding Japanese soldiers on an island after World War II, and they didn't know the war was over, and they'd still like come out full-fledged attacking because they were still willing to die for the emperor. So Jet Reno is kind of like that. Did we win?
It's a little bit not a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Data goes to sickbay, so body is just a
That
machine.
never made sense.
Well, here we have the engineer being the doctor, so she's like the anti-Beverly.
Geordi never performed any surgery. How come
Yeah.
Beverly got to perform engineering?
By the way, I just realized she invented the dots basically that become very important later on.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
Bring an EV suit, Jet.
I gotta say, my
Is
favorite
this
thing
the
about
same-
TNG.
This is the Discovery set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They just spray painted it with like Christmas flocking.
Frozen.
Yep.
It's the same generation.
Man, so remember in Those Old Scientists
Yeah.
how Boimler and Tawny Newsome, what's her character's name?
Mariner.
Mariner.
Frederick Mariner.
It's like, man, have you noticed how slowly people talk in this time? Yeah, and quietly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, Michael talks so fast. You can barely keep up with her.
Yeah, but the acting was slower in the TOS days.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense she's really fast here because they're on a bit of a deadline.
Yeah.
Deadline.
Where are you
Yeah, I was
going,
watching this-
Evade? This whole place is...
This interesting. Whoa. YouTube film criticism, and like films in the early days, an actor was more like fulfilling a role, and now you have like, well, the actor is embodying the character, so it's like more it's a different style.
What we do know about styles of acting is that in the future, by Picard's era, the method acting is considered such an outdated approach.
Why?
Unclear.
Method
Picard
acting
just
is
sort of
messed with you
criticizes
psychologically.
Data for using it.
Oh, the method.
Yes.
But
I would totally be a method actor.
it's kind of crazy that we're doing a medical evacuation scene because
What?
What we're doing is convenient
Medevac.
plot development.
medevac. Like in TNG, we have like humanitarian evacuations, but it's all like, oh, just beam them up at the same time and we're good. In Discovery, it's like dicey.
I guess it's very convenient for Jet that this is specifically a medical frigate. Lots of medical stuff to keep everyone alive. It's all good.
Well, that's why it's carrying war wounded.
Yeah.
It was a hospital ship.
Oh, those were war. I thought these were just like random members of the crew that she was keeping alive.
No, they were war wounded. They were transporting.
Oh, okay. What happened to the
And they're
crew?
too
Are
injured
all
They were
dead?
too critical.
Okay.
They were too critical to load into escape pods. That's what she said. Those dialogue. It's all
Oh, I
explained.
missed it. It's so hard to keep track of what's happening in the episode when people are talking.
No kidding.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
You resent that
Ooh,
remark?
she's
I resemble that remark.
on the bright side. The wound has been cauterized.
Sure, will probably help.
Definitely a bright side.
I'm surprised it's still burning hot like that.
We do that to
Always look on the bright side of life.
Blood
Ouch,
saves
that
herself.
That looks painful.
Hi, Michael. I mean,
We
that
have a
definitely
shark.
looks evil, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, at least.
I
mean, that was the whole
it looks
point.
painful. It looks painful. Well, she fooled you. Ding.
You
But
thought she was
the
in
thing
pain,
is,
didn't you? Acting.
She saw it as a
Huh.
child also.
What was that?
So,
Something
Why
like
did
that's
she
a-
drop it?
it's a piece of, like, dark matter rock.
Why didn't it transport with her?
Because space
It wasn't
plot reasons?
It's a plot point later, don't worry
wasn't-
about it.
They
Yeah.
weren't locking onto her. They were locking onto Anson Mount.
So?
No,
Transitive
there is a
properties
plot
of
reason that the
transporter
transporters
beams.
can't beam that stuff on board.
Right.
Also, I'm trying to remember the
Here's a plot point.
theorizing when this was actually coming out. I know there's a lot of speculation about what the Red Angel was, but I don't remember what the theories were. I guess I could Google it. I mean, it's still going to be there.
I guess no one knew it was Michael Burnham's mom.
It's not even her mom. It's just Michael.
Ooh.
Right.
Founding
Wow,
mothers.
they even styled Burnham's hair back to the way it was.
Yeah, at the season 1.
the dialogue in this first episode is amazing.
Ooh, I found a
Like I
theory
said-
from March 2nd, 2019, saying Michael Burnham is the Red Angel. I don't know,
No
it seems
way.
a little
someone
out there.
called
The top comment is, I mean, it's the obvious choice, but I think it's a little too obvious.
it. You might think they just made a Mary Sue character.
Ooh, Is this the power of math?
I think that's a bit later.
Power of math, woo!
Which
The power of
maintain
one,
It makes
the
total
power
sense
of two,
with her
the
becoming a
power
teacher
of
later.
many.
I mean, it is pretty amazing that you're able to do that, Robo.
What's that?
1, 2, and many. That's how it goes.
Did you get the reference?
Yes.
You get it, but does your review get it? It seems like he doesn't.
No, I don't.
Oh.
It's the acolyte.
Oh, okay.
A lesbian force cult.
Um,
Huh?
I haven't seen it.
You should watch it.
Huh?
It's decent enough.
You
Oh,
should
this
watch
is-
it. You'll never get those hours of your life back.
Well, fun fact: a lot of people were really just hating on Discovery, and I'm seeing this episode was so enjoyable with the whole asteroid. Even
Wait.
this thing.
Prepare for the power of math. I'm positive this is the scene.
Yeah, this is the scene.
See, they couldn't transport it, so they had to just.
There it is.
There it is. So yes, I agree. That was a pretty cringy line at the time, but I do think it makes total sense with what we learn later about her
It's a great
being
line.
a teacher. I think that tracks
Yeah.
in hindsight.
She's a teacher and she's autistic. Give her a break.
There was
No,
another
I mean,
theory
also-
that the Red Angel was one of the preservers from
Mhm.
TOS.
That would have made sense.
Not the ones from TNG. Different preservers.
Oh, okay. I'm confusing it then.
They were the
But
ones
I wanna say-
in the Native American planet where they thought Kirk was a god,
Oh, right.
Hmm.
No, let's not do that one.
which made
But,
sense in context, maybe.
But I have to say though, the power of math line makes a lot of sense because it's done with Stamets, and Stamets is the only one who's awkward enough to like get a lame nerd joke like that in.
Wait, does he even have a chair?
No, he doesn't have a chair. Lorca didn't sit down.
No, there's nowhere to sit down.
Larka didn't sit because he was from the mirror
Not every
universe.
page
and
is a
people in the mirror
prison,
universe don't
not-
sit. They always have to be prepared to fend off an attack
He's
by
a
their
fan of
subordinates
something
who
like
want to
that.
take
Didn't quite read
over.
it.
That's an interesting
Not
line.
every
Is that
loss.
the mother is not,
Wait.
her mother.
Now
we
I
thought
forgot
was
it. It was in my head.
not
Not
every, loss,
is eternal. That's what it said, and that was in reference to him losing Michael Burnham in his universe. And then he gets her back.
And she lost her mother, and she gets her back.
LOL, that fortune cookie sounds ominous.
Well, yeah, it was Lorca's fortune cookie. He probably brought them from the mirror universe, and they all have just trauma inside them.
Evil messages from the mirror universe.
Evil fortune cookies.
I recently saw
Misfortune
a
cookies.
clip. I saw a YouTube short in it. There was like this streamer that was going up to like random people and kind of like bugging them, harassing them,
Gross.
asking them stuff. And they went up to this one guy and they're like, "What was your most traumatic experience?" And they're like following him around. And finally he's like, I don't know what my most traumatic experience was, but I know what yours is. And he just punched him in the face. I don't condone violence, but
I fail to see
I will
Cool
laugh.
motive, still
the sense
assault.
of humor. Mhm.
cool motive, still assault. Yeah, I guess.
Poor Enterprise getting towed away. Towed very slowly, unless this is just like a matched velocity thing, so it only looks slow.
It might well be.
No, they were taking their sweet time. They didn't want the Enterprise in the war.
In the Federation, you get months and months accumulated. You see,
As
that's
much
because
sick
the
leave.
Federation is egalitarian. They don't use unlimited comp time because unlimited comp time is a tool to keep people from actually using and feeling guilty for it. and so they don't have to actually pay it out when you leave.
Right. Funny.
That ain't a joke. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's to make your company sound good on paper while finding new ways to exploit the workers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still need to get approved for that vacation leave, which is funny. I thought it's not that you have it at will.
I mean, it's basically in Starfleet. It's basically check with the captain. Is there anything you're needed for this second? No. All right. Take your break. It's fine.
I mean, in fairness, in Star Trek, they'll reroute the ship to like find your best friend who was lost on an asteroid.
Nothing in the Federation is urgent, ever. Yeah, I mean, I understand a moon is falling into Borath's oceans, but like, Worf needs to go to the monastery, so we're gonna just take a quick detour.
During one of the lulls in COVID where they asked us back to the office and my old job, I hadn't taken any time off in like 6 years at that point. I always just take it paid out at the end of the year. And I was like, you know what? Need some time off. And so I had like put in,
There's a lighting reference.
you say a request, but really it's a notice to let them know that you're taking that time off. It's not really a request. But he literally laughed at me and I was like, oh, okay. So that's when I like earnestly started looking for a new work. And when I got a new job, I made sure that they approved my time off first. And it was like I gave him my 2 weeks notice so that my last week there was the week off. So yeah, I ran like a lot of the day-to-day operations there. So hopefully they figured it out.
Yeah, screw him.
Yeah. There's a lighting reference to TNG.
Indeed.
There, sorry, with the banding over her eyes again. They use that a lot in Strange New Worlds and stuff. But also, I prefer the Strange New Worlds interior to the Enterprise as well. This is a nice interior, but I prefer the Strange New Worlds one.
I mean, Strange New Worlds, it's more like everyone just has an apartment.
True. But then again,
Not
they've
that
got
I'm
the same
opposed
crew
to that,
complement
it's
as
just-
the original ship, and is way larger than the original ship.
Now, one thing I'm not sure about these quarters is the shelving Spock has. Because it's made of hexagons, but the pointy bit of the hexagon is facing down. So it's not a flat bottom. And then there's also a bunch of empty space between them because it's not like honeycombed. I'm not sure that's a good shelf design, Spock.
It's really touching what
very
they
logical.
did with Spock and Burnham, because like obviously Spock had these difficulties processing emotions, so for him to have like a human sister who's able to absorb some of that was very essential to his like healthy, because he's on a planet of people where he's just stigmatized for being this aberration.
They did a very, very good job of backwards developing Spock's character.
Yeah, through Michael Burnham. Like here too, so the only person who can
D&D
figure
terms,
out
he's a half-elf.
in nobody could understand him, like not even his mother or father, as well as his sister could.
I like how Spock set up this little animation before he left.
There was a
Some
Jim
light
Carrey
design work.
movie called 23. He just obsesses over numbers over and over and over. I think it's a symptom of some kind of psychotic break usually.
I'm pretty sure that was Call of Duty Black Ops.
But it's funny how you can like find patterns in numbers and see the Fibonacci sequence and everything.
Our brain is wired to find patterns.
That's why we see faces on Mars.
Yeah, that's why we see faces in trees and everywhere. Yeah.
Also, the next episode is New Eden, which is excellent. I think this is my favorite episode of season 2.
I don't know, the time loop one is fun.
There's
This
another
one-
time loop one.
This one, Enterprise has a similar thing where like they have like this nuclear reactor that shouldn't be there, and
Wait, what was
I
the
feel
time
like-
loop one in this season? I don't remember that.
What was that last season?
I remember one in
Time
season
Loop
5 because it just happened, but
Do they have a hippie sing along?
This
You mean the time loop one with mud?
Yeah,
That's last
that
season.
was the first one. My
oh
bad.
yeah. All right, press play.
That's the
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blur.
Oh boy, you've
also-
made such a grievous error, Mike. We're gonna revoke your Star Trek card.
Oh, okay.
it all starts with a Gormagander, Mike.
One count
Do
of
you know what a gr-
penetrating a space whale?
But later, Tilly eats a Gormagander and she spits it out on the Orion planet.
But it was
That's just
delicious.
a really weird way to word it, Ryan. Like it's.
Oh, he's quoting
I'm
the
not
episode.
the one who wrote it.
I know, but it's just like that was a really.
Look, it depends on the context, Robo.
I think the context is irrelevant.
Okay, yes, it was weird. I will grant you that. Oh, yes, snap his neck. Good job. Take him down.
All right, our doctor's dead.
Yeah, don't
for
worry.
now.
He'll get better. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I mean, we're mourning him right now. Like,
We also
we,
still have an unresolved plot point from last season. Well, it was an implied plot point where one of the spores went into Tilly. So just keep that in
Yeah.
mind. That should come up next episode, I believe.
We have an unresolved plot point where Stamets might be mirror universe person.
No, that was
no,
resolved.
Mirror
or
Universe.
something.
Mirror Stamets
Mirror
got
Universe
murdered.
Turn the
Stamets-
transform washing machine on.
Mirror Stamets was pansexual, so this one is just gay.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, everyone in the Mirror Universe is pansexual because Star Trek Star Trek believes that bisexuals are evil, apparently.
Right.
It-
Ni-
yeah,
since, like, the
it's just the
90s.
same. of-
Bring out your bad side.
They're just more open and loose with things.
What?
That's not how it comes
Kira's
across.
dominatrix, though, which is way different than whatever your preference is.
You can't contact him while he's on leave. That's against regulations. You can't disturb people while they're on leave. If you do, he legally gets to reset his leave from the beginning.
Yeah, that should be a law in real life.
Yeah, it's a law
Yeah.
in regard to lunch breaks, but yeah, with actual vacation time, I'm into it.
It's a law with lunch breaks.
Yeah, if you're
For
interrupted
where?
on
What's
any
your
break.
state?
If you're interrupted on a lunch break or one of your regular rest breaks, it starts over from the beginning and you just get more break. Because the whole point is
That's
to
good.
discourage employers from disrupting lunch.
Yeah.
Whether anyone actually does that, who's to say?
Well,
This is a labor rights
The-
stream today.
right. So I learned that the 15-minute break that you get in the morning and afternoon, that's really like a coffee break. So you do more work after. So it's just a way for them to actually get more work out of you.
You know,
But here's the thing:
people
you
who
should pay for
smoke
my
get way more breaks than
Yeah.
people who don't. It's
Yeah.
you should
ridiculous.
pay for my coffee if I'm getting a 15-minute break.
I think that our work should pay for our coffee in general, just because it would save them that much more time
Yeah.
than us getting coffee like off
Yeah.
campus.
I think
but
our employments should provide like Ritalin and meth and
Adderall.
Adderall. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just get all the stimulants in there.
So we actually have 2 Starbucks on campus, and one in my office. So yeah, or do
Oh,
we
that
have
was-
3? We might have
Wait,
3.
what's he got?
But at any rate, we have a
What did
Starbucks
you
in our
say?
office, so at least when we buy our Starbucks, we don't have to go very far.
Oh, I should have screenshotted that checklist. I wanted to see what she had.
You can go back and look at it later.
Yep.
I'm not gonna remember. We both know that.
What?
I'll send you a
What?
reminder.
I remember each of us.
Ooh, actual science a little bit.
Yeah,
At least
Discovery is
they're
also
aware that redshift is a thing. They still don't understand how light in general works.
Yeah.
redshift.
So this is the first
And
show.
gravitational redshift as well. Which happens, but they'd have to be close to a large gravitational body for it to have any effect.
Yeah, that's what they're just warping closer and closer to it.
This is also the first show to mention dark matter as like a consistent thing. Because the funny thing is, it might turn out that we're wrong about dark matter. It's just something we haven't figured out yet. It's just the math shows us it exists. Like, there's no way gravities could form the way they form if you don't have some kind of other more matter than it should be heavy with.
Wait, Stamets said last season that that last jump, that
Was
Turk
the last
into the
one, yeah.
mirrors was the last one. I mean, he doesn't look happy about this, so I'm not saying it's like
Yeah.
they didn't forget, clearly. Oh, that's why it was the last one. Yeah, because he was being traumatized by his dead boyfriend. Oh yeah.
Or sort of, it was having an effect on him, just having trauma from that. But he's doing it now because he saw Hugh in the network and he wants to learn
Oh.
more about it, sort of thing.
It was probably
Yeah, I mean,
fabrication.
it's
Of your
probably a
mind.
fabrication of your mind. You
That
know,
seems most likely.
that's probably what it is. I hate to say.
No, see, he
But I
doesn't
think like
want to go back in because his boyfriend is there.
35% of people report like talking to the soul of a dead person after of a close loved one after they pass. So grief can cause audio hallucinations even.
You guys ever just like see or hear things? It's like, was that real or am I hallucinating?
Yep.
I do have a bit of a pet peeve of anytime people go, "This is not a drill." Now, the spore drive thing doesn't actually make sense here because the spore drive is decommissioned. Everyone knows it's decommissioned. So saying this is not a drill, this is not a drill, this is actually happening, prepare yourselves, is kind of essential. But other times, it's like, why would it be a drill?
Yeah.
Pike
TOS
is
does
sort
that
of
too.
bigging up the spore drive here, though. Be bold, brave, and courageous. Like, these people have been through it hundreds of times. It's not that big a deal anymore. Are you just talking to yourself,
Looks
Pike?
like
I still love this.
looks like the one like piece of acrylic that was part of the seat had a crack in it through one of the screw holes. I wonder if they'll show us Stamets again in the chair.
He's never done it before.
Later they
did
have
you not
a
see your boyfriend? Or did you see your boyfriend being tortured?
and what's even more impressive, he recognizes his boyfriend in hobo form because he lets his beard grow and doesn't shower.
Would you
It's like
not
quite
recognize
like-
your boyfriend if he grew a beard? I feel like
No, but in like homeless hobo form, like where you have things like eating your skin because you haven't showered in months. I don't think you recognize people when they're like on Skid Row.
I think that's just you. I really think I would recognize my partner even if they were like dirty and unshaven. That seems unlikely.
Maybe I'm just like germophobic and like get away from me. You're disgusting. This is a great episode.
Yeah.
Where are we here? This looks like Pennsylvania.
Yeah. or Scotland.
Where actually is this film?
I don't know where it's supposed to be, but I can guarantee it was filmed within driving distance of the studio.
Yeah, I mean, I assume just wait. Are they in Ontario actually?
Is
I
it
want to say
actually
LA, but I think Discovery's
Star Trek
Ontario.
now? It's not
Vancouver,
within driving
you mean?
distance of the studio a lot. They do go to locations a lot of the time.
It might be Vancouver because Vancouver
It's probably
to the
somewhere in
West Coast.
Canada. They did a lot of filming in Canada.
It definitely
The,
doesn't look like the Los Angeles area, though.
The JJ movies were
Right.
filmed in Vancouver.
Let's see. They're at
See, this is what I was saying.
Balls
There's green time
Fall-
crystals in this intro.
Balls
And I know
Falls
you're saying
Conservation Area.
it's not in like future seasons. It's red, but here it's green because.
So where is that conservation area, Ryan?
Hang on, I'm still googling because I'm. It says a scene was filmed at Balls Falls Conservation Area.
Something else this reminds me of is that episode where Data loses his memory, and he's like
It's in
he has to
Ontario.
help the town people.
You're right the first time.
He
I
has
think you're
to
right the first time anyway.
like the
Sorry,
townspeople
right.
don't know what radioactive means,
What's that?
so they find his like Starfleet box filled with radioactive stuff,
Yeah.
and everyone gets sick. Basically, these people have a warp. Oh wait, I'm confusing with the season 3 episode. Right. Meaning, not even
These people are transported here. I don't remember if it was by the Red Angel or not.
It was.
Yes, but it was
It-
during World War
Three.
Three. Yeah. Sorry, still waiting for that one.
No, I don't think you are waiting for it actually.
Okay.
Also, it is Balls Falls Conservation Area. I can't believe they called it Balls Falls. Ridiculous. $600 million. Are we sure?
You know, later
Worlds
in
revised that.
Stranger Worlds makes it a third of the Earth's population, which is
That
more like
makes
2
more
billion
sense.
dead. No, 2 billion would be a lot. Oh my god, can you imagine?
In a war that led to something called the post-atomic horror,
Yeah,
I feel like a third of the population is more realistic than like 0.5%.
just 600 million. Well, World War II was 52 million, so 600 million is like a good logarithmic jump. I feel.
I feel like we're sufficiently good at killing each other at this point. It'd be higher.
Well, one thing I get from that Oppenheimer movie, it's really Robert Oppenheimer's world. We're just living in it.
Ooh, we just need to get advanced and then we can play God. Yes.
Yeah, in the Q Continuum series, we have the Tikhon Empire, like hundreds of thousands of years ago. They were able to move stuff with their mind. And when you think about it, if you put an RFID chip in everything, and then your brain has a Neuralink, you should be able to float.
Oh, this was my
ice
first Discovery intake as well. In this scene, the screen just goes into like power saver mode because it's a real screen.
Mm-hmm.
It just shuts off, and Burnham's like, "Well, now what?"
So for reference, the
Mid-briefing.
first law is when distinguished by elderly scientist states that something is possible, he is almost certainly right. When he states that something is impossible, he is very probably wrong, is the first law.
Very interesting. Also, we used a word called Luddite in the last scene. Luddite means someone who is like philosophically opposed to technology. Like we shouldn't use washing machines. We should go back to scrubbing your clothes by hand on a board with a piece of soap.
And Clark defined elderly as over 30, apparently. In terms of physics science institutions.
Soma, why are you so old?
I'm not over 30 yet.
Oh. Robo,
Okay,
why
I'm
are you
old.
so old?
I'd be old.
What do you want me to do?
No,
We
no,
have-
listen to the computer, Tilly. No, definitely abandon the experiment. This is
No.
wildly
We have
dangerous.
we have anti-gravity lifts in TNG, but we don't see it well enough. I want to commend this scene from Discovery for making an actual
Yep,
anti-gravity
go back to
device.
scrubbing board and mangles.
Mangles?
She's good.
What are mangles?
Just beat your clothes against a rock at the shore of the river.
Yeah.
Return to monkey?
Oh, not so
Well,
fine.
Luddite's not
I
exactly
don't-
return to monkey. It's just that you don't let machines take over your labor. You can simplify
What's
your
the
life.
point of machines? That's what, the entire reason they're built.
Yeah.
To take over our labor. We have better things to do.
All right. I mean,
In a capitalist society where you have to make money, you have to leave your ability to get money, though.
Oh, that waterfall. Okay, I wasn't sure before because I was like, are people telling me the truth that it's the conservation area? No, that waterfall is absolutely in the conservation area.
And the second law is the only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible.
very cool.
Poke
Oh my
science
God,
with a
I
stick and
love-
see what happens.
I love this approach. I would love to be like a minister. You know, because I have a degree in comparative religion.
You can
So
be a
it's like,
minister.
we'll
You
ta-
just have to go online and sign up, and
Yeah.
there you go.
True.
I'm a minister.
One day, you know, like we'll do a sermon on Buddhism. One day we'll do a sermon on Sikhism. One day we'll do a sermon on Judaism.
Wait, the glass is 200 years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why? That implies that the church already had these different religions all mixed together, but that only came later when they were transported
No.
to this planet.
I guess when they arrived, like in the first few decades, they
Yeah.
Real fast.
they did that, and then they must have rearranged the existing stained glass. That's from the Quran.
Yep.
That gave me a chill, you know, because it was really nice that they included everybody's religion.
I thought that was a yellow pages he was reading.
It totally is.
No, they cut out the holy books and they made a single scripture.
That's gonna be filled with so many plot holes. You can't just,
Yeah, true.
you can't like cut out 2 pages of Harry Potter and put them in Lord of the Rings. It's not gonna make sense. You can't combine books like that. Well, maybe
True.
some of the books. You
True.
could probably combine like Islam and Christianity. You combine the Quran and the Bible. That'd probably be fine.
Yeah, probably be all right.
But a lot of them aren't really going to be compatible.
Yeah, but the other stuff is gonna be like totally out of sync. Oh, this reminds me of the church from The Walking Dead, which is very similar actually. Now they have a
was a
priest who technically who abandons his his congregation during the zombie apocalypse, but he spends the rest of his life trying to make up for that by looking after his new flock. But it's kind of cool because he continues the Anglican Church or whatever he represents.
So they made the stained glass here
Mm-hmm,
because they have symbols of the Third World War.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they're all about to die here. But this is what I was saying too. In The Walking Dead,
Is this a
everybody
cult?
in the
It
church.
feels like a cult more than a religion. People
It's like-
gathered around a fire chanting about,
So
well, really anything.
Terra Elysium is just a combination of Terra meaning Earth and Elysium meaning happiness.
And
Which
the
is also
Elysian
the-
Fields.
What, the Greek afterlife?
Yes, the heaven actually. The Elysian Fields is
Or was
where
it
you
Rome?
meet your
It was Rome.
family members. Yeah, but they got it from the Greeks. Because Tartarus is hell, the underworld, and
No, Tartarus
Elysian
is the
Fields.
final boss of Halo 2. He's a big monkey.
Okay, so the funny thing is though, both Tartarus and the Elysian Fields are next to each other. It's not like heaven is above and hell is below. That's a modern concept. But yes, in the Elysian Fields, you meet your loved ones again. That's if you live a virtuous life.
Most of what I know of Elysium is from Gladiator.
Yes, same thing.
That's pretty much it.
Starring Russell Crowe.
There's a field of wheats.
Yeah. And your
and
murdered
that's-
child and wife are happily ever after. They're not.
That was
carbon.
just his particular version because he was a farmer.
Yeah. So when Louis XIV built the Versailles Palace, his gardens were called the Elysian, the Elysee, the Champs Elysees, the Elysian Gardens or something.
Oh, Pike wants out. It's like, nope,
Fellowship.
we're out. Bye. We're gone.
Fellowship is a very Christian word. Peace be with
but
you.
they just did the
is
peace be with you, which is the Islam thing.
Assalamu alaikum.
It's also in Catholicism.
Yes, Pax Tecum is the Latin form.
Peace be with you, and also upon you.
Yes.
Oh, there she is. Okay, we're
Oh,
revisiting
yeah.
that plot point now. This is the spore monster.
In Latin, you say Pax Tecum, Robo. But you were saying it's a cult.
Is she the
Ryan,
CMO?
it's yeah, she is in the absence of Dr. Colbert. Yeah. So but it's more like if you left people on an island and they like had to, marry among each other and raise children and have a common religion. That's kind of what you wind up with.
Tilly, you're being dumb.
Very important.
Is it an indicator? What else does Tilly do this season? Is she super reckless in general? $90? Jesus.
Yeah.
How? Where do you find the time?
He had absolutely nothing to do on the Cerrito. No, on the.
On the what?
I don't know. I just it's the name of the
The
day to my-
Shenzo.
Shenzo, yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
Shenzo. He had nothing to do on the Shenzo.
He would love the Cerritos, though.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't. No, he would be giving those reckless behavior speeches to everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Could you be more specific? Ooh.
That's why you're here.
No. We're because. Oh, that was a weird zoom. I didn't like that. Because these people are a loose end. They're remnants of a world war best forgotten. We need to let the radiation do its thing.
You shouldn't forget war.
This planet's called New Haven.
You forget a war,
New
you'll do it
Eden.
again.
New Eden, right? Because New Haven's the capital of
Connecticut.
Well, feels like they're about to get cast out of Eden by a big freaking asteroid with radiation. Also, this is just not how astronomy works. Nothing in astronomy is on a 52-minute timescale.
It's coming around the rings of the planet. So maybe.
See, I like Saru because he's like a by the book officer. That's all he knows.
Until he turns into Action Saru.
And they have him running, but then they increase the speed to the footage like 2x. And it looks really weird.
Also,
Well,
you're
that
calling
would
it
be fair.
you're calling it a cult, Ryan, but like
yeah,
they
but
actually,
it's you can tell it's like the footage is.
they actually
set
had
up.
it.
Yes, I am absolutely calling this a cult.
They actually had a genuine miracle. They were saved
Yeah.
from atomic bombs at the last second. So, you have to kind of acknowledge that they're not crazy. They're a little bit. They're just grateful.
Enterprise. I think this Enterprise also has this. Yes, Enterprise has this discussion as well.
Hmm.
with the Terra Novans.
I think it's the same
Yeah.
basement too.
In fact, you did an intake of it recently.
Yes. The most recent one.
In Stranger Worlds, we also have that planet, right? Episode 2, where they have the warp bomb, and we have to like
Yes.
infiltrate them.
Which directly comes from Discovery.
Yeah. Right, because they do that final 29th century jump thing.
Aha, you've fallen from my trap. You fool.
See, something else I gotta say Discovery deserves a lot of stars for is that it's about being a scientist. And this guy, you know, I would be like religious about it, like, wow, an angel came and saved us, and I would be spreading the good news. But this guy is like, no, there has to be a rational explanation. Let's just drop the religious facade. And my family has been looking for an explanation for
He ain't falling
generations.
for it.
Yeah, he's a scientist. And I think, you know, Burnham's a scientist at heart too, so she kind of
What do you
bonds
mean at
with him
heart?
in
She
that.
literally is. She's an anthropologist.
She's a xenoanthropologist. She's a scientist.
Xeno.
That's like a soft science, you know. Anthropology is like a social studies, you know.
Oh my god, is that a flashbang? Wow.
Yep.
I mean, I guess he's desperate.
I mean, if you've been waiting for an explanation like your whole life, and everyone else is putting religious mumbo jumbo around it.
Oh yeah, Owo gets to actually do something here.
But I'm reminded of so shipwrecks were pretty common in the ancient world, and you know, a lot of people
I mean, he
died.
should have gotten good at sailing.
Yeah, but the thing is though, when people survive a shipwreck and they'll say like, "Oh my God, we prayed to Hercules and he saved us." You hear a lot of stories like that because you would hear from survivors who prayed to Hercules and came back. You wouldn't hear from survivors.
You
who
never
prayed to
heard from the
Hercules
ones who didn't.
and who never came back. So that's how
that's called survivorship bias.
that's how like miracle stories kind of spread a little bit more better than
Okay,
you know,
I have
oh,
a
wow.
question though. If
Mhm.
you're lost at sea and going to be
Mhm.
killed by the ocean, why would you pray to Hercules of all people?
Poseidon. But
Ooh,
I'm
drown
telling
my
you, the Red
ineptitude.
Angel
I
saved
love to
us.
drown my ineptitude. Sounds great, Tilly.
I'm telling you, the Red Angel saved us. And if you don't want to believe me, you can not believe me, but me and 20 other people saw it. So there are angels.
Why? Are you allowed that, Tilly? Are there replicators here? What if we use that magic plot device we picked up in the last episode? The big space rock. Ah, see,
How do we create
she
graviton
did
beams?
read her mind.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, how does this spore know anything about the strength of the graviton beam? Because she's in Tilly's mind.
But I know how to create graviton beams.
Exist.
You use the deflector dish.
Half-mass.
You're a genius because I'm just in your imagination. You came up with the idea. That was funny, but the door would have closed.
No, it wouldn't
Um,
close because the doors are aware of the camera. The doors always know how to work for dramatic effect.
Wait, how many times will she have this conversation? What? Don't come to the bridge undressed? um, but so the ancient Greeks, they thought you had a daimon, like the word demon comes from it, but it's not demon. But you had this like spiritual being that like kind of sat on your shoulder and was like your muse. Socrates had one for sure.
Is she explaining how gravity works to these people?
Yes.
Fine. No other show gives us the donuts.
Can you? Oh, okay. This isn't my Star Trek. In TNG, they would have calmly walked down the corridor.
You never see Jordy running except
No, nobody in TNG ever runs in a dire situation.
Jordy does close those doors, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
a
apart
barrel
from when
roll
Jordy
isn't
slides
running.
onto the yeah.
You calmly walk up to the door, to the blast door. You roll under it, then you calmly walk away. The corrupt way of the old worth? Come on, this is totally a cult.
I mean, hold on. Wait, whoa. Our selfishness led to 2 billion people dying, so we are corrupt. We need to leave this sinful mentality.
I
Wow,
assume
did
it
we
was set
throw-
to stun?
Did
No,
we
it's set
throw
to
the
kill. It's red.
How
No
could it-
way.
But he would have been disintegrated.
No, it wasn't set
No.
that high.
It was a
Wait, how do Discovery phasers work? I thought the Discovery ones only had 2 settings.
There is that mid setting of heart but not kill. But by the looks of it, anyway.
but Pike's the Mary Sue. He just threw himself on a grenade for someone he doesn't even know.
I'm pretty sure the phasers have settings 1 through 10.
Okay.
We never hear of that in Discovery though. It's either like Ryan said, it's always on stun or kill.
It has that cool little flip-flop effect where it changes the beam out.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
always
Just
make
power
references to
level.
it's on the maximum setting, so when it's having no effect.
We're using dark matter to propel regular matter.
This is probably how dark matter works. This seems
Yeah.
right.
That's exactly how it works.
I mean, they're saying that it's got a really high gravitational field.
It's incredibly dense dark matter. Because dark matter, if it's a thing, is like super spread out and dispersed through the galaxy. If this
Yeah.
is just like all the galaxy's dark matter in one rock.
I believe.
Aliens! Oh, poor Jacob.
Yeah.
This guy's like, nope. I call BS.
It's all coming full circle at the beginning of the episode. Sufficiently advanced civilization is indistinguishable from
Yep.
gods.
Magic.
It's like they foreshadow it. You might think that's a coincidence, but no, it was written this way.
Now we have
Alright, we
someone
did it.
walking.
Creepy ghost friend? There she is.
You know, I remember my mom and my brother telling me they don't understand how a
Silly.
plane can fly. And I had a friend who had a pilot license explain to me, thrust and lift. And
Do you know that according to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly?
mm,
A bumblebee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
math
it's
doesn't
not,
The
Mm,
bee,
it's
of
not
course,
true.
flies anyway, because it doesn't care what humans think is possible.
but plane flies just through thrust and lift, and drag and friction and
Ugh.
Oh, the
You just got to balance those forces. But it would seem like magic if you didn't know the physics. You know, something weighs like 50 tons going through the air. It's a little counterintuitive, if you ask me.
Yep, this is probably fun. It's your old childhood friend.
Something I gotta say I like about this plot, or I liked it more when I first saw it. Her accent is so interesting and pretty because we're so used to, you know, North American accents on Star Trek and British accents.
Deceased.
But you know, she's like, you didn't just fall out of a coconut tree. Using all those
Deceased. It's probably fine. It's
West Indian
Oh, this is a good joke. This is a good goof.
As I said, season 2 is my favorite of the seasons, apart from maybe just about 5.
Oh,
It's just about better than 5.
I love 1, 2, and 3 equally.
Season 3 is alright, but it's just finding its feet for it.
Wait, which show are we talking about?
Discovery.
Oh, okay.
I wish we could have clipped the D&D campaign where you had the bugbears numbered 1 through 4, and Mike was like, "I killed 2." I go, "No, you didn't. There's still 3 alive." "No, I killed 2." "No, you killed 1." "No, 1 is still here."
Who's on first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Burnham! We need to call it something. What do you want?
The winged creature.
The red form, the red entity,
The red butterfly.
the Crimson Queen.
Wow, she is such a narcissist right now.
I mean, she doesn't know she's being
It's the
narcissistic.
most beautiful thing I ever saw myself.
She
She doesn't know that it's herself.
But she knows it instinctively, and that's why she thinks it's so
That's-
beautiful.
She does,
No, okay.
That doesn't make
because
sense.
she also had a childhood
She's
experience.
so in love with
the Red
herself.
Angel. No,
That
No.
even though
No,
she doesn't
you're
know it's
raging
herself
so
when she
hard to
sees
find
herself.
complaints.
the only thing that
She-
saved her as a child when she ran away from home was the Red Angel bringing Spock to her.
He
So
already
she
got
has a
some-
connection.
He got
from
chairs in
child.
here, and wait, is this even Lorca's ready room? Is this a different room?
No, it's the same.
I'm not saying it's a complaint. I'm just saying she's a narcissist.
It doesn't make sense. It's a suit. How would she know?
She knows instinctively.
Doesn't make sense.
It does when you think about it, but not
Maybe if
too
you
long.
don't.
Right.
What's the current shelf life of a hard drive? How long does this
Like,
stuff
you-
last? Is that
you
helmet
use it or
usually
not
used?
use it?
Decades.
You using it or not using it? Like sitting
Well,
on
we
the
can
shelf.
assume that it's
Like, for
not a
example,
hard
if it
drive.
was in a helmet on someone's table in a basement,
It should be
Does it
good
have a hard
for
drive or is it solid state?
I would assume it's
20
in solid state.
25 years. Should be good for
It's a
25
USB.
years.
Solid
Just
state.
plugs in.
Solid state is probably less as long.
Like-
Not that it would become inoperable, that the data on it would no longer be readable. Like you'd be able to format it and reuse it, but I think over time the data would not be retrievable.
If you never turned it on.
So the way solid state stores data is that you have a cell and you store a bit in it, placing an electron at a certain energy level in the cell. And I feel like over a long enough period in time, like
it
that
quantum
data-
tunnels out. It actively
Yeah, the
quantum tunnels out.
demagnetize. Yeah.
yeah.
So
What
solid
about-
state
So-
does degrade with time. unless
What
it's
about
powered.
HDD one? that's like onto the film, not the film, but the
Well,
tape.
in terms of that, there is a difference. If you can power the SSD for enough
Mm.
time, it can maintain its memory by refreshing itself. But it will
Okay, so
degrade over time by just simply doing that because it's having to move electrons around, which does degrade it.
also, but we have magnetic tape, which could technically be around for
Yes,
archival purposes.
but that
much
wouldn't be in a
longer.
helmet camera.
Right.
What if they have some sort of golden disc in the camera?
Laser etched tracks, bits.
I mean,
like
a CD-ROM
CD.
would do it, right? So
CDs degrade pretty quick.
Even a CD-ROM, yeah, they degrade because of the. Well, a burnable CD does because of the varnish, but regular CD still.
yeah. Plus, this has only been around for like 40, 50 years. So we're talking 200 years in this episode.
Honestly, I don't think this is a good trade for Jacob. Look, if we're gonna give him power, we need to give him like a solar panel. We can't just give him a battery, no matter how long it lasts.
No, that's a fusion battery. That'll power the whole planet for what the Luddite stage they're at.
The whole planet's 4 buildings.
Yeah.
Why can't he just leave with them?
Something,
Does that be
prime
breaking down a lot
directive,
of
something, something.
Someone has to be the intellectual on the planet because everyone else is in the cult.
So does that just plugs in? All right.
Yep.
Very nice of Pike to give him something with a compatible interface.
Like they're gonna power the whole town through those 2 little dinky wires. It's not how power works.
Well, they're powering the church lights through these 2 little
Yeah.
wires.
I mean, it's a
I don't think
fusion
the church is
reactor.
even connected to anything else.
Yeah.
It's a fusion reactor, but the wires are still wires, so you are going to melt them by pulling too much current through them.
True.
It doesn't matter how much power the cell can output if you're connecting it. I assume it's alternating current, you know. Are they going to end the Are they going to end the
according
distress
to
signal
this,
now?
there was an invasion of Ontario.
I mean, First Contact shows it too when
The Red
they're
Demon.
being shelled. They're being shelled from space. They think that it's a Eastern Coalition attack.
First contacts?
After all these years?
Yeah, right. Right.
All right, last episode for today is Point of Lights, where we get some expansion on... Oh, wait, I think I know what this is. So, Point of Light has got to be about the Klingons, because the whole thing about Kahless was, he said, look for me there on that point of light. It's gotta be Klingon.
The prophecy.
I mean, he never comes back. They grow him in a test tube later. But hypothetically, it's relevant.
How do you know that wasn't the prophecy? Yea of little faith, Ryan.
Because that prophecy was written in a time when people
They didn't
had
have human
swords.
Mm-hmm.
They probably didn't know about cloning. But press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blur.
I mean, he literally is the Klingon Jesus. So, well, he's the Klingon. Well, no, he's literally the Klingon Jesus. Because of course, the Klingon Jesus is the violent man as well.
Right. He also killed the
Are
gods.
Klingons the
so-
real Mirror Universe Federation? You see, they're bringing Ash back. It's totally Klingons.
Yeah, true.
I think this is the start of the Section 31 storyline a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones that we have to run away from
Oh yeah,
by
we've
the end
got
of it.
angry bald man whose name I don't remember.
We see
Leland.
Giorgio and Ash as part of Section 31, and then The evil guy you're talking about.
Oh, there was apparently he was only kind of evil.
Yeah, the control made him more evil.
We got a Section 31 trailer.
Yes.
I didn't watch it because I don't want to know anything about it.
Right.
It's a very different style.
When does that even supposedly come out?
I hope you like seeing Ash
Don't
speak
tell me
Klingon.
nothing.
We get more of it.
Scheduled to be released in early 2025. Oh, that's not even on my upcoming media spreadsheet. Let me just add that in real quick.
You have a spreadsheet for that, Ryan?
Yeah, man. It's the name of the show or movie or game or whatever, then what season it is, if applicable, the release date, which weekday that is, like if it's Thursday or Friday or whatever, and then a notes column. If there's anything else I need to know about it.
Cool. That's why I missed the Acolyte.
You didn't miss anything. Don't worry.
The show's perfectly fine. Don't be such a Debbie Downer.
It's that's the thing, is that it's just mediocre in every way, except budget.
I would just let me give you a heartfelt thank you. You've avoided saying nonstop, not nice things about Discovery. It's been enjoyable watching it with you, actually.
Not nice things about Discovery.
I was expecting you to like be a Debbie Downer the whole time, but you're actually being polite.
You know who's a real Debbie Downer? May, talking about how awful their school is and everybody sucks. God, May. Why don't you make... Yeah, she's the ghost.
I'm really liking this show and the effects, and something I learned from Dune Part 1, because I don't like the actor Timothée Chalamet so much. You know, you can appreciate the production design and all the work that went into the movie, even if you don't like someone's acting. So Discovery has a lot to appreciate, I feel. Like,
yes.
Oh, this is kind of a Lower Decks episode, right?
Yeah.
Is it?
How do you figure?
Because it's only these
ghosts?
people. It's like these people who do most of the plot.
What? What? Okay.
Oh, hey, Reese is here. Oh, he actually gets to do stuff. I didn't know Reese existed off the bridge.
Do any of you run?
Not particularly. They were
I
talking
watch Star
about
Trek.
marathons in a different community recently.
What is that? That's not enough water.
Running is good.
That's like one sip of water.
I hate running, especially in this heat, but the worst part is the cardio. Like your heart just doesn't, my heart feels like it's going to jump out of my chest when I run a block.
Maybe you should run more.
No, I mean, I run to catch the bus. I'm pretty decent at that. But, if you tell me to like just run for like,
how is Reese
daily
already on the
exercise-
bridge? He was just downstairs doing the running competition.
I do enjoy biking though. Sometimes I have to bike to Target to buy ice cream. So
Tactical systems.
I wonder who it could be. Could it be Klingons?
By the way, very snazzy uniforms. I love the way the gold
Oh, the Vulcans
goes down all the way.
Vulcans! Literally every time someone says Vulcans, I hear Shran in my head. The Vulcans.
Mm-hmm.
It is an island off Sicily. Have you been there?
Corsica and Sardinia?
No, Vulcan.
Okay. Good mental health messages in this episode. If you need help, check yourself into an asylum.
Because Chili is very much not getting help for her clear psychological breakdown here.
True.
Does Discovery even have a counselor? I don't think it has a counselor.
Dr. Culvert is a counselor next season.
Yeah.
This season, we do not have a counselor.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not able to consult the ghost about her ghost problem. You call her Amanda? Not like mom? All right.
That's what cool moms do. They let their kids call them by their first name. You're actually not a good mom.
Help
In
me,
this
Michael
episode.
Burnham. You're our only hope.
But I gotta say, this Amanda's way better than any
Or
TOS
is this the
Amanda.
chasing down Spock episode?
Yeah.
There's an episode where we
Oh.
meet Section 31, and this episode where we just chase down
Yeah.
Spock. This might be
Yeah,
the chase
yeah,
down Spock episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this one where
We
we
do
learn
both.
he like murdered a bunch of doctors?
That's like in 2 episodes, but he's running from that. Yeah. Shazad Latif is in this season.
Well, yeah, he's in the scene, but is he in this episode?
Season. Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh's in this season, so is whoever plays Laurel. I don't know her name.
Gersha Phillips, I think.
You know who isn't in this season?
Michael's mom.
The guy whose name I just had on the tip of my tongue and then remembered. He's not in this season. Jason
Then
Isaacs.
forgot, you mean?
Jason.
Yep.
And he should.
Poochie.
Poochie?
Also, diplomatic immunity doesn't work if you're the ambassador's wife. I don't think so.
It depends upon the arrangement with the country.
Remember that time someone ran over a person in the UK and then they were like,
Yeah.
no diplomatic immunity, I'm related to someone.
True.
Yeah,
The US
here they
ambassador.
are. Oh,
The
does
U.S.
Ash get a
ambassador's
cape?
wife was allowed to flee the country.
Oh, now they're addressing people being angry about the Klingon ships looking different. And the Klingons being bald. I've got to imagine that's a wig on Laurel, right? There's no way her hair grew that fast. How long has it been?
No, that's her.
Setting up the G7 battle cruiser.
Are we supposed to understand that this is just a translation? Or did
No,
they
this
actually
is
just...
actual English. This Federation
They
standard.
switched to English. I love it though. He has like a scar, red paint on his face, like the other scarred guy.
I like that Klingon's mustache in the background. He's got like the two long strings of hair. Yeah, that guy in the middle. That guy.
Very nice.
Wait. Does this guy play one of the orcs in the Warcraft movie? I think this is an orc. Hang on, I need to Google Gul'dan real quick.
Remain Klingon.
Spock is a prophet. Wow. Okay, so it's not Gul'dan. Do we know that Klingon's name? The angry one? It was the father of Cole.
Spock? Oh, shoot.
What? Just Spock? Ah, shoot, Spock. What about him? Q, what? I mean, that's so illegal.
It's against HIPAA.
How did he even get it? Did he break into a hospital?
He broke into Starbase 5, yes. Or 36, whatever it was.
Probably Starbase 80.
I
They
mean,
probably have very lax security protocols.
Yeah.
Live long and eat cock.
She's looking very buxom.
Buxom.
Don't make it weird.
So wait, do they have 4?
No.
Because they've got double everything else.
Yeah, it's-
I don't know.
Can we just, like, do the surgery again to make him Klingon?
Yeah.
Can we? Is it reversible? Thank you for reminding the audience, Ash.
They're a cute couple. I see.
mean,
These are
he
cult
at
members.
least isn't going into panic attacks anymore. He's making
yeah, true.
progress.
Yeah,
PTSD
he's with his people now.
with his people. Wow.
Okay, so that Klingon is Cole Shaw, played by Kenneth Mitchell, who is also the guy who plays that really angry Klingon is the wheelchair guy from season 3 or 4.
Oh, the scientist, the Orion scientist.
Aurelio.
Okay, the evil scientist.
Well, it's a rude way to describe him.
He's coded as evil and gay, I think, right? Like he likes opera.
Evil and gay?
Yeah.
Because he likes opera.
Yeah. He's working for
Also, he's not in the
Sorry.
Warcraft movie, despite the fact that he sounds exactly like Gul'dan.
So they're just using the Enterprise as a personal errand because that's the first officer of the captain and the brother of the science officer.
Once again, addressing a complaint from season 1, going back to screens. By portraying Pike as a Luddite.
Starfleet's really evil, and Section 31 is unconstitutional.
Your guy.
Murder most foul. Spock, what have you done?
A murder most foul.
3 murders most foul, in fact. Well, I assume only one of them is most foul. And the other 2 are just kind of foul. And he's a murderer, Amanda.
Yeah.
Also, Spock literally murders people in TOS. He murdered Kirk at least once.
I mean, that was a
Yeah.
cultural thing. He didn't have a choice. Kirk put himself in that position.
I mean, he
So you're
stops
saying if
the
all your friends went around murdering someone, you would murder too?
he stops
No.
he stops the killing of the Horta because it would be a crime against science.
Yeah.
I mean, genocide is a crime against science. So we lose Vulcan in the J.J. Abrams universe, but we
And
lose
in our
Quajon.
universe.
All right, and we lose Quajon in Discovery. Like, Book has to go through that.
Quajon.
Yeah, Book's planet. It got eaten by a black hole.
By the DMC.
By the
DMA.
DMCA, yeah, it got copyright struck.
Yeah.
DMCA. No, but the DMCA did take out you. Ooh.
I wasn't even DMCA. That was something about YouTube policy. They're like, no, I don't think this. We don't really feel like monetizing this. It wasn't a complaint from Paramount or CBS. That was
It was
YouTube.
probably the little 12-year-olds that were trying to troll the voice chat reporting you over and over again until somebody looked at it and they're like, eh.
Yeah, whatevs.
Well, your intakes are a contribution to the Trek fandom, so the internet is grateful, Ryan.
The world is a better place with you in it, Ryan.
Wow. I feel so affirmed.
You're welcome. If anyone out there in chat land is struggling with mental health or thoughts
Don't
of
come to me. I
suicide,
don't want your problems.
And yes, then Vulcan
Please
no
reach out
longer
to
becomes Vulcan
Ryan.
anymore. It becomes Enivar.
Exactly. See, we don't lose the planet, but we lose Vulcan. Very convenient that Burnham happened to be staring right at the screen as it transitioned to Red Angel stuff.
They're both staring at the screen because it was on all sides of them.
Very
I love the
super
fight
cute.
between like little Michael and little Spock, because like your sibling fights when you were 10 were very intense, and you look back on them and you're like, wow, I can't believe
intense.
I was such a savage.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of camping involved when you're 10.
But
Michael's
basically
still
that's-
using holograms. I don't understand these young Starfleet kids these days. Screens were good enough for me, and they were good enough for my captain.
the show's
And yes,
destroying.
don't ever feel ashamed if you are feeling issues.
They eventually
There are
just stopped
plenty of
using
us
the
that have
screens
been there
because
and gotten through that in our lives.
That's a good split screen
there've
effect.
been multiple fads like this in the past of technology where it gets used a bunch for a little bit of time and then everyone just goes, oh, it's actually not as useful as we thought it was.
Like how DS9 introduced this exact same thing, and then everyone's like, I
Yep.
don't like it. Feels weird. Holograms
think of
are
any
a
examples
fashion
off the
thing.
top of
They
my
come
head.
in and out.
I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I am pretty sure there is at least one form of technology which has come in a few times where it's light for a bit, not light, and then it's light, and then it eventually became ubiquitous. Sometimes it just takes
In
a few
real life
goes
or
to
in
get it
Star
to actually
Trek?
be used. In real life, I'm fairly certain. Can't name it off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it has happened.
I think of like how
Electric cars?
Yeah.
Xerox machines in the 70s, like they had a haptic touchscreen. So like we've had the ability to like touch a screen and
Yeah, definitely
make it
touch
sensitive.
screens.
But like Steve Jobs was the one who made it a viable handheld device.
Large
Oh,
phones?
not
in
even that.
general?
There's actually the Motorola, I think it was, before the iPhone. The iPhone was just
Yeah.
more popular.
The Watson.
Typical
I had the
Apple.
Motorola. I had the first Android, but here's the thing.
Microsoft had a tablet PC before the iPad.
It's called the Watson. I just said.
It's safe to
No,
say
they had a
Microsoft had anything before Apple did. Apple's whole thing is stealing other people's ideas and marketing it.
Yeah,
The
in
The whole-
in
they
the
stole the Mac OS from Xerox Park.
so did Windows. The graphical user interface. But Steve Wozniak was like, let's sell the circuit board designs and we'll make money off of that. We'll give away the circuit board designs and people could build their own computers. And Jobs is like, no. We're going to sell computers.
Don't talk to the ghost, Tilly. That you're just encouraging her.
Yeah.
So she thinks Stamets is the captain?
Yeah. She does
Because
think Lord
Stamets
is the
isn't funny.
captain. Or Stamets, yeah.
It's always cheaper and faster to be the second or third people to the technology party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tilly, you good? Do you want...
Yeah.
No, sick bay.
Yeah.
And mind you, in the last episode, she came on the bridge
Octopus
like
head.
half
Oh my god,
dressed.
there's 2 octopus heads. I thought there was only one.
Like she was half dressed, and now she's like telling the captain to shut up. That's a good idea. It's a great line.
So where does Boroth come into this? I know it's going to come in later when they get the time crystals, but why would they call this episode Point of Light if we're not going there? Ooh, it seems like we're going to get some murder, though. Oh, no, that's Philippa. That's totally Philippa. Dang, they got a
Wow,
medieval castle?
I love the Chronos scenes. Oh, this is the nursery where they put their baby in later.
Who's his niece? Is his niece
Laurel.
Laurel? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, this guy's so wrinkly. Are those wrinkles or are those scars?
Aww,
Baby, it's a baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's an albino baby.
All right, lock him in.
By the way, that is a snazzy outfit they have on
It's slimy.
Ash Tyler.
It's fancy yet evil.
You should be happy. That's why she grew out her hair. She probably like was
For
feeling
the
all.
baby? I don't think the baby cares. Did we just set fire to the baby? No, okay.
Yes.
I think like
Rightly
Worf
roasted baby.
Worf does that in TNG. Like he stares at a fire as part of his meditation.
You put him in a tube? All right.
Yep.
A maturation chamber. That's the weird part. They never give the child a name.
Never met your baby? Look, if you're going to go that way with it, just kill the baby. It's very common historically. People did that all the time. People still do that.
Did she get her scars dermal regenerated?
They probably just beamed the baby out because we're in the future.
Dude, one. You want to know how I got these scars?
Not really.
So when you still have feelings for your ex, and the current one finds out,
The current ex?
the current partner finds out.
Hang on. She is not his current partner. She is his ex-girlfriend, and she
No,
wants
that's
him
his-
back, but he doesn't want her back.
That's his baby mama. He went back to the planet
That's a
to be with
T-section
her.
birth.
And he said, Michael, I can't be with you anymore because I'm hurt.
D-section birth?
What does that mean?
Tube birth, I guess.
Beam out section.
So I
Transporter?
assume he's still in love with Michael.
Yes.
Feel bad
Well,
for the guy. Poor guy.
It's not gonna work
Being in
out.
love with
Volk.
Michael, that's like a... doesn't go well for anybody who gets involved with Michael.
Okay, wait. He gets a kiss in this season. So you know what? You guys can just have a seat.
Never
a
date
kiss?
someone who's the main character. It's so dangerous.
Look,
Do you
Book
want
gets
to be
his
part
home
of someone's
planet
traumatic
destroyed.
backstory?
What else?
I mean,
what?
Vash.
Who else dates her?
Vash winds up running away with Q. So I feel like that's the biggest burn.
Who else
'cause-
dates Michael?
Vash?
It's just Ash and Book.
It's kind of like newbie Star Trek's theory of transporter
Technically-
toilets rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, T-section. We
Technically,
transported the baby out of Lorel. Okay. T-section. I get it.
Transporter. Yeah, transporter. So, but C is Caesarean, named for the person who created it. Not like. Anyway,
So it would be
Caesar
an
was-
E
question.
section for Emery. Wait, was it Emery?
point of contention. What's his face? Lorca technically was an ex of Michael Burnham or something
Not
like
this
that.
Michael, though.
Not this Lorca.
Mirror universe, Michael.
Yeah, I mean,
So still Michael, just
That doesn't
Michael in every
count.
universe gets her
Come on.
boyfriends put in bad situations.
That's like if you have a twin saying that you're dating their partner.
What?
yeah.
Like
Your twin is not
the
you.
two Michaels, they're not the same Michael. They're more like twins. Just because your twin has an ex doesn't mean that person's also your ex.
Although it does get confusing around the house.
Man, everybody. Well, I say everybody. Literally only 2 people on this crew of hundreds. But 2 people here need counselors.
No, everybody on the ship does need a counselor. Because
Not unless you pull a
They've been through
Freaky
a lot.
Friday.
Pike later, I mean, future Pike needs a counselor after
Later
the
he'll
Borat.
need one, but right now it's just 2 people who one person who thinks she's seen a ghost, and one person who thinks she hallucinated someone that she now has actual video footage of, but still thinks it was a hallucination.
Right. I mean, Stamets needs a counselor because his husband's dead.
So 3 people, yes.
Are they married? Or are they just boyfriend and boyfriend?
I think they were married.
Were they? I don't.
And I think they're
don't
just
remember.
boyfriend
You
and
know,
boyfriend.
Something I forgot though.
Remember.
They adopt the
Yeah, they adopt the girl. I'm
Adira.
sorry, non-binary
The person.
I forgot their name, but yeah, Adira.
Adira.
They adopt Adira, so Adira is their child.
Sort of.
According to
Yeah.
Wilson
It's like
Cruz,
an
who
adult
plays
adoption,
Colbert,
though.
Stamets and Colbert are 2 years into a committed relationship, but not married.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they haven't even been
I
together
said
all that
boyfriend
long,
and
really.
boyfriend. 2 years is not very long. No.
2 years is you're official at 2 years though. Anyway.
2 years is not that long.
Well, it's longer than what you're doing now.
It's
Longer than what I'm doing now.
it's an established relationship.
I think you just
Yeah,
said
for
you're
sure.
maidenless.
What?
It's longer than any relationship I've been in.
I know.
Mine usually max out about a year.
My longest long-term relationship was like 7 years.
Uh-oh, Uncle is hanging from a chain.
Bye. Yes, steal the baby.
Not the baby.
Oh, hey, it's Gul'dan.
Kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Laurel, I didn't even get the impression that you cared. You never even met the kid.
But she does care about the child. She
does.
thought it'd be a vulnerability.
She was trying to unite the clans.
Did he kill the baby?
No, kid.
No, he's just menacingly cradling it.
The
And
baby
it's-
can't die because the baby has to go into a time vortex to turn into an old man Klingon to give Pike the time crystals.
It's like a 19-year-old Klingon. Yeah, he's the monk at Borath when Pike visits.
Yep.
I remember that.
It's a cute kid.
Laurel, that's a bad deal. You could just make another baby. They're free.
Would it be an albino baby though?
I mean, I guess if you really want an albino baby, you could probably genetically manipulate it. I don't think the Klingons probably have laws about that.
Well, the would Tyler's
No, Tyler's
Um,
human at this gametes.
yeah, or would his gametes still
She can
produce
find
the
another
original?
Klingon. There's
Okay,
lots of
okay.
them around. She's the chancellor.
She could. She probably
She
just
can do
takes a little
whatever she wants.
sample.
You know, okay, but here's the thing: Voke and Relar, they're both Takuvma's followers, so they're trying to fulfill his vision over here. So her having a baby with anyone else doesn't mean it's not Takuvma's, legacy.
Tilly, tell her about the ghost.
What?
There we go. Thank you.
Yep.
I believe this is the second time in Star Trek there's a ghost.
Sub Rosa.
Sub Rosa?
Yeah, Sub Rosa being the first.
Mm,
Is that true? Hang on, let me look up some scripts and see if that's actually.
We kind of have that Emerson Enterprise guy whose son is
his
like,
son was a ghost.
yeah.
and they managed to bring him back, and then he dies.
Do not initialize that transporter. We'll bring the ghost. Tilly, you're fine. Look, the Federation is very understanding of mental health concerns. If you just explain,
Sure.
they are. They're lovely. Oh, I'm reading through various instances where the word ghost is mentioned in Star Trek, and I saw the line, he was beaten up by some ghosts. I was like, what? What are you talking about? No, ghosts referring to the angry people in sanctuary districts. Who's being up by ghosts? Ooh, it's a malicious asteroid. No, she definitely needs sick bay. Can we get both?
Only another month until the Bell riots.
Yes, September 1st at, what was it, 6:30? Yeah, September 1st, 6:30, San Francisco. Everybody, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna have a riot. Honestly, it doesn't seem terribly improbable. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of Star Trek people getting together to make sure it happens.
Even if it's not Star Trek related, just riots in general. People are very angry. Okay, now Philippa. Oh, you know, the Klingons have curved swords.
Yeah.
Curved swords.
And you could argue that the Star Trek thing of human beating Klingons, but this one actually does make sense. He's got two warriors' memories inside of him.
Oh, there was another ghost. In the episode The Survivors from TNG, when that godlike being created a ghost of his wife to live with. The Dowd.
Ooh, brutal.
It's a very different type of music.
Yeah, got a little heavy metal going.
Is that his theme? Oh, round two? Dude, why didn't you use that in the first place? Did none of you bring a gun? It shouldn't matter who the strongest warrior is. Get a gun.
Yet again.
I wonder if this is legal, because, I mean, it's definitely a coup, but also the Klingons are into that.
If others find out about it, then no, it wouldn't be honourable because it was forced in this sort of way without violence. But otherwise, it would be
Oh my god. Wait,
accepted.
do you see one of those Klingons has mutton chops?
Mutton chops.
Oh, no, never mind, he's gone. Okay, it turns out defeating Kolshaw was super easy, barely an inconvenience. You know why?
Oh,
Because
really?
she brought a gun. Hi, Philippa.
But in Klingon society it's also legal to just kill the superior and take their place.
No, Dax establishes that that's under very strict rules.
Yeah. You have to have the blessing of the council to do it, basically.
Jadzia Dax, more specifically.
Section 31.
She's a good mom. Oh, I was saying, looking back, I didn't like how they used Tyler because I wish he wound up with Michael Burnham. But look, he gets Michael Burnham and he gets Laurel. He kind of gets a lot of action.
Her face looks really weird. It's like her face is punched in the center a little bit.
There's a love
She
triangle.
got punched a lot.
There's a love triangle that Ash Tyler is involved in.
I don't know if we should leave the Emperor alone with literally anyone who's not a human. You know what? No, humans too. kill him. That's a no?
The father of her child.
Can you kill him? Kill the baby? No? Well, no, you will, it turns out.
Well, as long as the baby's okay.
Oh yeah, we have to protect Laurel as Chancellor because she's
Yes.
our puppet. We installed her as leader.
Yep. She's the only one favorable to the Federation.
Takuma had a vision, okay? And we're trying to make that vision happen.
In the future, we call those hallucinations.
No, it's a leader. Leadership is about uniting disparate
Leadership
groups.
is about having your finger on the trigger of a thermonuclear device to kill your enemies, apparently.
Yeah.
What do you mean, maybe? She was very explicit about this.
Yeah.
So the word eukaryote just means good cells. Bananas are eukaryotes, and so are us. So
So are we?
yes. So that doesn't say much.
Let's see. Prokaryotes are organisms whose cells lack a nucleus and other organelles. So prokaryotes are the lame ones. Eukaryotes is everything else.
Good. You means good in Greek. But yes, at some point there was like a unicellular organism that evolved, and then it adopted, it like absorbed a smaller cellular thing, and that became the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. And that's what eukaryotes do, that other cells didn't do.
You turned her against me.
Okay, so
You've
this is
done that
Ghostbusters, right?
yourself.
Because we don't see this
That feels
anywhere else in
not
Star Trek.
safe.
When I was watching this the first time, like when it was live on TV, I didn't get this at all. This show
How
was
is it
kind of
that
hard to
big?
follow. Yeah. This is like Casper the Ghost. That's Maeve.
Okay, we solved it.
All right.
Turns out containment cell. That's all you need. It's good.
So in England, women, like, they used to wear a veil over their face. Oh, that's not her face. That's the back of her head.
Yeah.
I thought it was her face for a second.
Now the show has translated into Federation for us.
Yes. Federation Standard, which happens to be whatever language you're watching in.
Yep.
You guys have a good day. I have to get going.
Don't tell me what to do.
Live long and
Yeah.
prosper.
Good luck.
See you guys. Bye.
See you.
Right.
Yes. Well done.
No,
Even though it's a lie. But still well done.
he's too cute to be butchered.
Hmm.
Ah,
Interesting reframing.
oh, that's some good manipulation. Throwing it into the lava so they can't examine it to see it's a fake.
True. And also it's good manipulation of making it seem like House Core actually
He's on
was
side.
on her side.
Turning your enemies into friends.
Now throw it in the lava.
No, I think
No
that
loose
one might be
ends.
real.
No, that wasn't a real baby head, was it?
No, that's a fake prop that she needs to dispose of so people can't examine
No,
it.
but what I mean is in the show, like, the child is not dead either.
Yeah, it's a prop. She's using it to trick people.
Right. No, because Soma said that might be real.
The baby might be real.
No,
No,
that's
no,
the,
no,
the
the
baby has to
baby's
grow
drawn
up to
to.
Borath.
yeah,
Yeah, the baby's drawn to Borath. Yeah.
that is a prop. So it's not a real baby.
It's a fake.
Now we get the sketches of everyone.
I think no
French.
matter what, the baby is not real.
You're telling me they didn't actually cut off a baby's head for this scene? Wow, such a lack of dedication from this modern Star Trek.
What's the 10 million per episode getting us? 8 million per episode.
How much does a baby cost? Like $10? Babies are free. You can just make them.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
Okay, no, baby's fine. We got it back.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. They didn't actually murder a baby.
And he loves his dad.
Wait, why would they replicate to that level of detail? You just need a mask and then you throw it in the lava. That's so excessive. Oh, that's not true, Ash. Come on, you were on the Discovery.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is why it's called Point of Light. Not just because there are Klingons, but because now we're actually at Borath.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not true. Well, maybe it's true in this area. It's not true by TNG. People leave the monastery all the time. It's like a tourist destination.
Yeah, it's true. Worf meditates there, and that's when he has the vision.
You go there, starve yourself and sit by a fire for a few days, hallucinate a Klingon is talking to you, and then you leave.
Yeah, wait for Kalis to talk to you.
Leland.
I would describe him as our secondary antagonist this season.
Also, he's responsible for Michael Burnham's parents dying, so he's contrary to Michael also.
Angry bald man. Come to ruin our day. Not like Sisko, whose angry bald man come to greatly enhance our day. He ruins other people's days.
Yeah.
I feel like I might have joined just a bit late.
Well,
Yeah,
we just
just
finished
a
our
little bit.
last episode, but next week, if you would like to join, we will be watching An Obol for Charon, which, okay, I don't remember any of these offhand what they are. An Obol for Charon, Saints of Perfection, and The Sounds of Thunder. I'm just scrolling through to see what any of these are.
The Sounds of Thunder is obviously rescuing the. I've forgotten his species name.
Noble Charon is obviously Pike having the vision of his evil future. Well,
It
that's
is in
much
fact
later,
not
I think.
that. Obol for Charon is, I'm scrolling through right now, it's about Saru going through Vaharai.
Yeah.
His puberty.
Mhm.
And then Tig Notaro's in it again for something. They keep going with the spore monster.
Maeve.
Saints of I can't say this word. Why can't? Saints of the Magic Spore Monster is when we go to the Dark Forest.
And we get Toba back.
Yep.
And then, yeah, Sounds of Thunder, Kolber is back on the ship. Oh, and we go to Kaminar.
Saru's
We get to
planet.
meet all the goo monsters. Okay, those are good actually. Those are all good episodes. I don't remember them based on the titles. But yeah, it should be good. Season 2 is pretty. It's a good season.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Ryan. Thank you, chat.
Next week we'll be doing that. Goodbye.
Nice
Have
to
a
meet you, Grand
lovely
Negus.
Evening.
You
Yes,
too.
return to us next. Actually, I'm
I
gonna
shall be
create-
here next week.
Good.
Live long and prosper.
Welcome, brother. We've been expecting you.
You know, I've been here once before.
Have a good week.
But I generally try to watch these.
Yeah.
Next
week we shall watch together.
Indeed. Have a good one.